Alright, I want to give you some pointers on the silhouette project. Just like the picture frame, I want you to have some fun with this one. This is something you could make for a family member for a gift or whatever. This could be a really special gift idea. I mean, you could actually go into some kind of crazy business taking silhouettes of people and cutting out their shapes. I think that would actually be some type of money maker I've thought about for a while, but basically what I want you to do is actually take your own photo for this one. Don't pull anything off the internet. I want this to be a real photo, and you might have to take like a photo and then go to Photoshop and make it more of a contrast with some black or white, or kind of experiment with the way some of these vectorize. Some of these are going to vectorize really good and some aren't going to vectorize so good. You'll have to work on them more. So basically what you're trying to do is, I'll give you an example of a silhouette that I thought turned out pretty good. So this one still doesn't have, this should be a little bit lighter here, like a little bit whiter, but I do like kind of this image overall. This is a picture of my daughter, so I was going to see how this is going to work. And I know it's going to take a little while to vectorize, because whenever there's this much detail, and sometimes the vectorization will fail, and you might have to do that more than once. So I just click the vectorize button, and I'm going to have to wait a second, be a little patient, because it's trying to find all the details. And I think what you're going to see is there's going to be a lot of debris around in this area. So I might have been better off on Photoshop, using the lasso button to try to lasso some of this off, so you don't have this red, because the red is really what's going to cause an issue. So just kind of waiting here to see what happens. But what I want you to do is, once you design the photo, if you could, or the silhouette, you could make it into something that might have hooks or something like I have in the example there, and that kind of gives you an idea of what it would be. So is it gonna go? I did this one a little bit earlier, and it did take a while, but it did eventually vectorize. So I'm just kind of curious if it can pull this one off. But then, one thing I did with this is I made some of these for the grandparents, and they really liked a neat silhouette of their grandchild, and that's kind of a fun way to do it. So okay, it did vectorize. You saw how long that took, right? So it is a little slow at this, and I'm going to immediately try to erase some stuff to make it a little bit better. So right here is what's causing me all the problems. Like I suspected, it was all this kind of grainy stuff here. But I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side. And I like to kind of keep this picture so I can work on it. And I'm going to select this. And it's really fussy right now because there's just too much detail, so the computer's going to struggle a little bit. And I don't know if I was able to select, but my goal is to ungroup this right here and start working on it. So is it going to, oh, it's struggling a little more than I'd like. Okay, there it's going. I'm going to go transform, ungroup. And now I can start erasing some stuff. So it's going to come back to me. Oh, did I just make it small? I'm going to have to go back to this. So now I think I can select some of this. And now I can hit delete, and this is going to make it go a lot smoother. So as soon as I can get rid of some of this stuff, the better off I'm going to be. So, and you might have to start over on this a couple times. Maybe you'll even have to pick a different image once you see it's not going to work right or whatever. But the more stuff I can start to get rid of, the better this is going to start to, clean up. So I'm just going to make a quick arc around this part. Be something I probably would eventually cut off, and then I'm gonna go trim some of this. Like I said, I'm just trying to reduce some of this extra stuff here. Okay, it's not wanting to do that quite yet. So one other thing I can do to make this a little bit better is I can click on it. Let me get rid of the trim command here. I can click on my shape and I can go draw cleanup, and that will kind of clean up some of the segments to make it a little bit cleaner. So you kind of see my segment count, it dropped a lot. So I might do that a couple times just to try to clean it up. But I might actually have to redraw a couple lines right on top of these lines or whatever to get my, my silhouette looking better. But I want you to do a good job on this assignment. Take your time and have some fun with it. And like my samples, I put some arcs around there, but you're just trying to get rid of some of this loose stuff. And I don't know if it'll let me trim yet. I want it to let me trim. So it kind of depends how detailed your photo is, how well this is going to go. Like the cleaner the photo, the better this is going to turn out for you. And there it goes. Okay, so now I was able to trim that. And now, just getting rid of that is really going to help out to make this better. So I just kind of keep going in, cleaning up some stuff. Sometimes you have to redraw parts, like on my sample I had to redraw a leg, things like that. So anyway, there was a couple pointers on the silhouette project, and I think this could be a really meaningful project if you do a good job on it.